Microsoft Flight Sim is known for having one of the best 3D worlds in any game or sim. So let's check out the 7 wonders of the world and try landing on each one. And our first wonder of the world is Chichen Itza, which is right here in Mexico. Let's see what it looks like. We are in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. This place, I believe, was a Mayan city in like 600 AD to 1100 AD, which when you're thinking about the wonders of the world, that doesn't seem really that long. If I'm not mistaken, it's right over these trees here somewhere. Yes, I think it's right here. Oh yeah, there it is. I see it already. Chichen Itza is a whole like ancient city, but this pyramid looking thing, I believe, is the main attraction. Oh, look, there's some other stuff here as well. So I don't know what all this is, but it's definitely very interesting. I know the Mayans did some crazy sacrifices and stuff, but here it is, and it is modeled pretty well. This is not a mod either. So if you have the sim, this should show up for you. That's a cool view. Going past it like that. That is a cool view. It does look very nice though. So we have a little structure over here. Obviously the main one. It's crazy how much the pyramid stood the test of times compared to some of these other buildings. But you know what we have to do, guys. The whole point of this is to do dumb things and land on them. I honestly don't have a lot of hope for this one, but this plane is the slowest flying, I almost said flying, pretty much the slowest flying plane in the sim. And we would most definitely get arrested, probably pay like $1 billion in fines for doing this in real life. But here we go. Chichen Itza, land, oh, I can do this easy, come on. Stall a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I had it. Okay, we can do it. I had it. Okay, Chichen Itza round 2. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't do that round 1. I thought our back wheel wasn't going to get on, and then I added more power, and then I really screwed it up. But I can do this. Here we go. 20 knots. I can definitely slow down a little bit. 18, 17, 16. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, that was almost, look at that, dude. That was phenomenal. So first 7 wonder of the world is done. You can see the whole complex. Look, there's even another one over here. This looks surprisingly good in the sim, I won't lie. There's way more to it. Wow, I did not know all that was modeled. Look at this whole place. That's quite impressive. Anyway, first wonder, done. Then next, we're traveling from Mexico all the way to the Colosseum in Italy. This one should be pretty cool. Now, we're about 4 miles north of it at the moment at the closest airport, which is LIRU. We're gonna go ahead and skip there so you guys aren't bored, but the Colosseum should be a very interesting one to attempt landing in. Okay, so we are coming up on the Colosseum at some point. I don't see it quite yet. Is that it? I can't tell. It should be somewhere around here. Anyway, the Colosseum is older than if I'm reading this right. It seems crazy that the Colosseum is older than Chichen Itza, but apparently it is. The Colosseum, it says, was used, there it is right there. Oh, looking very nice. Was used around 100 AD, a little bit before that, or I guess built then, obviously by the Romans. It's very pretty from this angle. I feel like when I zoom in, ooh, doesn't look as good zooming in. Let's get up close to it. See what it looks like up close, and then I'm thinking, because I've tried to land here before for a challenge, and there's really nowhere to land inside of it. There's nothing flat. So I may have to land on this edge, if that's at all possible, which I feel like it may or may not. And again, if you're not sure what the Colosseum is, if you've ever seen the movie Gladiator or like anything like that, that's where, oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can land in the bottom, but it's just not, I don't know if that's flat or not. We could try. I don't think the edge is gonna work because that's pretty bumpy. But we'll try to land at the bottom. But it was used for gladiator fights and stuff. And apparently, it doesn't look that size from here. But apparently, it could hold 65,000 spectators, which is nuts for something that old, and it really doesn't look that big. Okay, turning around here, we're gonna try to go in. We have to get over this wall and then almost like just dive straight down. So my goal is to be as close to stalling as possible before I get over this. It's also a little bit not the best weather today. Oh yeah, there we go. It's a little bit windy. Here we go, down into it. Oh no, we got to get down quick because we're going to hit the wall if we don't. There we go, bounce. Come on. Lots of rudder. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was definitely not my best performance on the landing. But you know what? There's the Coliseum. Wow, it looks really pretty from this angle. And number 2 of the 7 wonders, we did it. And now from Italy all the way back to the Americas, next is Christ the Redeemer, the massive statue in Brazil. Landing on this one might be much too hard, but let's fast forward till we get there and then we'll talk about it more. Okay, so Christ the Redeemer, we've made it up this mountain. Now, as you can see, there it is. Last time I flew here, we actually flew here in another stream and tried to land on it. It's smaller than you think. I believe it's like 20 something meters tall. My perception was that it was like hundreds of meters tall and that the arms would be big enough to land on. Now with this plane, it is possible, but it will be difficult. And also, this is the newest of all the wonders that we've been to. This one was made in the early 1900s, which compared to all the other ones we've been to, seems like almost yesterday. Much newer. But before we actually attempt landing on it, let's get a little flyby here and see what it looks like, because it is very well modeled. I think Chichen Itza looked pretty good too, but the surrounding terrain didn't look quite as good in Chichen Itza. This looks phenomenal though. Like even the rock structure below, like look at the sheer wall. Really looks good. But I think we'll turn around. We'll try to land on the arm and wish me a lot of luck because I don't think this is gonna go well. That's all I'm gonna say. Slowing down, also for reference, if you're interested in this plane, this is the Top Rudder Solo, the Top Rudder 103 Solo, if I'm not mistaken. And we're gonna see if Christ can catch us. Here we go. On the arm. 0 throttle. Stall. Hey, he caught us. He caught us. That's good enough if you ask me. As far as the one oh, my plane just fell off. Ignore that. As far as the ones that we've seen so far, this might be the most epic. Now, seeing the little stuff in there is kind of ugly, but I mean, it's pretty good. And now from Brazil all the way over to Asia, China specifically, the Great Wall. So here we are taking off in China. We're taking off at ZGUO, which looks like a general aviation airport. I've changed to the Red Bull plane because the Great Wall of China is huge. So in theory, we can land a bigger plane on it. But again, this airport is even further from the Great Wall. So let's fast forward until we get there. Okay, so we have made it to the Great Wall of China, which is the oldest one so far on the list. I think like 6th century BC, something like that. If you're watching the video in your mind right now, guess how long do you think the Great Wall is? If you had to take a wild guess, not this section of it, but the whole thing originally, how long? I ask friends sometimes, or like just whoever I'm around, to guess, and they never get it right because it's actually wild. The Great Wall of China, built like 2,600 years ago, is over 13,000 miles long. Absolutely insane to think that that's possible. And this is a mod for reference that looks maybe a little bit broken. Definitely more than a little bit broken. We got some issues here. Now, unfortunately, I think I may be able to just fly through the Great Wall here. So I don't know how a landing's gonna go. Let's see. Can I fly through the Great Wall? Yep. Unfortunate. I really don't understand. I'm not oh yeah, this is really screwed up. Look at that. We have floating Great Wall of China before GTA 6. I mean, look how cool. Like, think people thousands of years built this. It's crazy to think how smart people are. They just didn't have access to technology like we do now. And they still did this. Look at that view. I think we may be out of luck as far as landing on this wonder. So the Great Wall of China does look cool. This is a mod. If you want it, I'll put it in the description. Let's go to number 5. Now from China all the way back to South America yet again, we have Machu Picchu in Peru, which is up here in the Peruvian mountains. And there's I never noticed that little town. I wonder what that town is. I wonder if it's also called Machu Picchu. But there is the site that we're heading for at the moment. Now Machu Picchu was built, I think, around 1400, so not all that old. Newer than some of the ones we've done, older than some of the ones we've done. But this place, the cool thing about it is it's situated, I think, at like 2,500 meters above sea level, which is something like 9,000-ish feet, which is quite impressive. Again, I don't know how people from so long ago made these places. It's very cool. Now, Machu Picchu is somewhere I would love to go. This also is a mod, if you can't tell by now. I think it's just taken from maybe Google Satellite or something and transferred into the sim. But there is a field-looking thing right there that I will attempt. Oh, no. Ignore that. There is a field thing, is right in the center, that we're going to try to land on. Now, I don't know how this was done, so I don't know if it'll be a solid surface or if we'll just fly right through it, but I sure do hope it's a solid surface because this area is cool. This will be such a cool place to just walk around it. We're gonna head for this little section right there, kind of in the middle. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, underground. Yeah. This was not done where it was solid. If anyone knows why certain places are solid and certain aren't, please let me know. Anyway, there's Machu Picchu. It looks pretty good. Last two wonders. Let's get it. Then from Peru, now India is up next. We're going to the Taj Mahal. Again, it is a few miles from here, but not far. So we'll skip ahead when we get there. Okay, so we are approaching the Taj Mahal at the moment. This was commissioned in 1632. So again, not the oldest on our list and definitely not the newest. I had no clue until I wrote my notes for this. This was commissioned to be the final resting place for the guy's wife who commissioned it. I guess I had never even looked into what the Taj Mahal was or why it was built. But if you didn't know, now you know. It's like a whole complex here. And the crazy thing is, it's right next to like the slums, which I guess you kind of see that a lot with famous monuments and stuff. If you look right here, is a very poor part of town, sadly. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting structure. One of the most important pieces of architecture in the world, I would probably say. And I think for this one, we may have to land in the courtyard on one of those little brick things. So I'm gonna try. We're gonna try to line up here. We're in the NX Cub this time. I switched planes for the second time here. And yeah, I think landing on one of these little brick lines right here might be our best bet. I'm gonna try to land right past those little tree looking things on this brick thing. We ready? Here we go. Oh, there might be a little bit too far of a landing. Oh yeah, we kind of went through it. Oh, hey, I think we can land up here. We're doing that. We gotta correct ourselves because that was so bad. Slow down. This plane does not like to slow down. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. We can be 30-something knots. Come on. Get. Okay, I don't even care at this point. I'm just not going slow enough. Anyway, here's the Taj Mahal. This is the 6th wonder of the world. Now, that's actually a really cool view from like right here. That's very nice. The 7th wonder is one of my favorites. So let's go over to Jordan in the Middle East and do our final one. And from India to one of my favorites on the list, Petra in Jordan. Petra, you've probably seen from Indiana Jones. That has to be Petra. If you know the scene I'm talking about, you know the scene I'm talking about. Anyway, I've watched YouTubers go here. I mean, there's one of the places. How cool is that? And then there's more. They're like inside these walls. Petra is incredibly cool. Petra was made in 106 AD. So here at Petra, we're gonna land right here, but there's a lot more to Petra than just this, which I will show you. Let's get our little top rudder solo on the ground, and then I wanna show you the rest because it's incredibly cool. Okay, so I have read more, and this was indeed a city, and at the time it had a population of 20,000 people. And is it not so cool that they just built into the sides of these rocks? They built like whole buildings straight into the sides of these rocks. The craftsmanship is absolutely phenomenal. Like, look what we're seeing right in front of us. Also, this is a mod for the sim. This is not included, which is unfortunate. I feel like of all the things you could include, this should be one of them, because look at that. Is that not incredibly cool? They even have some of the new touristy like stuff over here, like a little shop and some places to sit. That's just nuts. There's a section over here, which I'm not sure at all what this is. Almost like a little like, it makes me think of like an auditorium, but I don't know exactly how that would work. And then in these mountains behind us is the coolest part. And I'm gonna get over here and then we'll just taxi in. This is Probably the weirdest location you could ever put a plane, but this is the part that I think you guys will recognize from Indiana Jones, and it is super cool. Okay, there's some camels and a guy, and then I think right here, oh yeah, look at this. Look how cool that is. Look how cool that is. And it even goes inside in the sim. That is incredibly cool. We have our little camels, although they don't look that bad. And this guy that doesn't move at all. Anyway, that is Petra, probably the coolest of all the wonders of the world, in my opinion. And we landed at how many? 5 out of 7? So I'll take it.